Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Wherever you're tuning in from around the globe, peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Welcome to the Trend Dollar Tickers broadcast. I'm your host, Matt Riches. It is April 28th, 2026. Are we ready for the market today? Do we know what's going on? Why is the market selling off? Is it because the market's been running so much and it's just time for a break? Or is there something more involved? Let's check it out, folks. Give me one second. Trying to do all this production stuff at the same time, you feel me? Alright, there we go. Today is a test of composure. We are pulling back from record highs. The software sector is reeling from OpenAI's revenue miss. That is big, y'all. And we have heavy earnings this week. Today, after market close, we have Robinhood and Visa. Remember, I watch the charts and give you the breaking news and final levels so you don't have to. This show is for education and entertainment only. Always do your own research, but you can use this show as a foundation. Let's get into the mantra, y'all. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve the wealth that I'm building for me and my family. Riches and freedom, they come to our hands. I am the master of all I command. My learning is limitless. My earnings are too. The more I discover, the more I can do. The stock market is a machine of design, and I have the power to make that wealth mine. I am capable, I am skilled, I am bold. Blessings on the journey as the vision unfolds. All right, quick macro and data update. We do have CB consumer confidence at 7 a.m. It's forecasted at 89. So this is the last big data read before the Fed meeting tomorrow. So be prepared for that. The Fear and Greed Index is sitting at 68. We are deep in greed. And the AI reality check. News that OpenAI missed internal revenue and user targets is weighing heavily on AI-linked stocks. All right, let's get into Robert Greene's daily law for today. There is no revenge like oblivion, for it is the entombment of the unworthy in the dust of their own nothingness. The harder we try to fix our own mistakes, the worse we often make them. Obsessing over a problem like Henry Kissinger did with the Pentagon Papers can transform a minor nuisance into a public catastrophe. By reacting with volcanic rage or frantic damage control, you broadcast your anxiety and make the issue seem more significant than it truly is. True power often lies in playing the contemptuous aristocrat who refuses to dignify a problem with a response. If you ignore the noise, the scandal will eventually blow over on its own. In investing, obsessing over a small portfolio error or a single bad trade can lead you to commit even larger mistakes to fix it. True power comes from ignoring minor market noise and letting your thesis play out without frantic adjustments. By acting as a contemptuous aristocrat, you avoid the panic selling that destroys long-term wealth. In day trading, if you try to revenge trade to fix a small loss, you almost certainly make the situation worse and destroy your account. The best day traders recognize a bad entry and treat it with oblivion, moving on instantly rather than dwelling on the error. Detachment from the mistake is the only way to remain professional and profitable. All right, let's get into these earnings, y'all. All right, so we had UPS They beat on earnings by 5.6%, beat on revenue by 1%, but as you can see, it sold off in the pre-market. So we are down 5% from yesterday's close. Next, we had Coca-Cola. They beat on earnings by 5.9%, beat on revenue by 1.9%. And as you can see, they are up very nicely, 3.5% since yesterday's close. And last but not least, Spotify. They beat heavily by 16%. Very nice beat. And a small beat on revenue, but as you can see, they are also down from yesterday's close. They are down 9.5% from yesterday's close. And after market closes today, we do have Robinhood and Visa. So prepare for that, y'all. All right, let's get into these $1 trillion tickers. As you can see, SPY is down heavily from yesterday's close. Look at this sell-off in the pre-market. So currently in the pre-market, SPY is at 711.29. So downside support is very close to it right now, 711.20. And then the pre-market low, 709.41, followed by 709.15, 708.45. To the upside resistance, we got 712.35, 713.40, and then the pre-market high is 714.79. Next, we got QQQ, same thing, big sell-off here in the pre-market, currently at 656.94. To the downside support, we got 656.55, 655.10, and then the pre-market low is 654.52, followed by 651.40. To the upside resistance, we got, it's very close to it right now, 657.25, and then 660.69, 662.20, and then the pre-market high is 663. All right, the VIX actually ran up to 1943 before selling off this past hour. It's now at 1902. Next, we got NVDA, currently in the pre-market at 210.17. To the downside support, we got 208.70, 207.55. To the upside, we got 210.95, 213.73. And then yesterday it did hit the all-time high, so that's going to be a level 216.81, and then a pre-market high 217.22. Next, we got Google, currently in the pre-market at 347.02. To the downside support, we got 345.98, 345.30, and 343.20. To the upside resistance, it's very close to it right now, 347.30, followed by 348.60, 350, and then 352.50, and then the pre-market high, 352.69. Next, we got Apple, currently in the pre-market at 369.82. To the downside support, we got 269.65, 268.45, 267.25, and then the pre-market low 267. It's very close to the pre-market high right now, which is 270. All right, over that 270. We got 271, 271.50, and then 272.60. Next, we got Microsoft, currently in the pre-market at 420.20. To the downside support, we got 419.65, 418.10, pre-market low 418. To the upside resistance, we got 422.80, and then the pre-market high of 425, and then 427.80. Next, we got Amazon currently in the pre-market at 258.11. To the downside, we got 257.70. We got the pre-market low 256.39, and then 255.36. To the upside, we got 258.40, 259.70, 262.15, and then the pre-market high 262.41. Next, we got TSM currently in the gap. Yeah, TSM is currently in the gap right now. Pre-market level is 391.90. The downside support, we got the pre-market low of 389.49, followed by 387.70 and 383.90. To the upside resistance, we got the top of the gap, which is 394, and then 395.40. Pre-market high, 399.91, and then 480, excuse me. Next, we got AVGO currently in the pre-market at $401. The downside support, we got 399.60, 396.77, the pre-market low. To the upside resistance, we got 403, 406.50, 408.90. Meta currently in the pre-market at 673.49. The downside support, we got the pre-market low is 669.85, then 668.80, 666.35. To the upside resistance, we got 674.70, 677.20, 680.70. Next, we got Tesla currently in the pre-market at 374.46. To the downside support, we got 373.70, 372.25, and a pre-market low of 372.07. To the upside resistance, we got 377.74, which is very close to, which is the pre-market high, and is very close to our 1 hour level at 377.85, followed by the high day yesterday at 380.74, and then 381.30. Next, we got Walmart currently in the pre-market at 128.78. To the downside support, we got 128.65, 128, 127.85, 127.74. To the upside resistance, we got 129.10. We got the pre-market high 129.20, and then 129.30. So we got a lot of resistance right there from Walmart. All right, lastly, we got BRK.B currently in the pre-market. 476.80. To the downside support, we got 475.10, 473.80, and the pre-market low of 473.43. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 477, and then 479.90, which is a weekly level. Should definitely sell off if it hits that. All right, that's all we got. We'll see you at the market open. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.